So, welcome all, and we are starting this new book from today, and it is on focus. It is written by Daniel Goleman, and it is certainly a wonderful book. And from the same author who has written Emotional Intelligence, the world famous book that has stolen the entire kind of psychology behind emotional intelligence. So focus is also going to be very interesting in the same series. So let's start, and we are starting the first chapter, that's subtle faculty. So let me start reading. To watch, John Berger, house detective, tracked the shoppers wandering the first floor of department store on Manhattan's Upper East Side is to witness attention in action. Okay, let me tell the brief idea behind how we are going to proceed with this reading. So we will be taking around 21 to 30 days to cover this book. But not only we are going to read the book end to end, we will be doing a selective reading wherever it is not that much applicable. Those parts will skip. Most importantly, we will be doing the reflective summary analysis. Then at the end of each day, we will do the reflective summary analysis, and we will check out few action items or some reflective questions, some journaling prompts out of the that day's reading. In every 1 or 2 days, we will be having this reflective journaling prompts so that we think beyond what is already mentioned in the book, but we will be kind of going much deeper into it. So that's the idea behind this reading session starting from today. Okay, so Milind, you want to read or shall I read?
No, go ahead. And yeah, we'll keep it a little bit speed reading, okay? Because books are
Yeah,
actually good. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Definitely, you can stop wherever wherever the point like you normally do. A very important line, then you read twice. But otherwise, yeah, we'll prefer fast reading. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Awesome.
reflective summaries are anyway there. That those
Yeah.
part actually we will go a little deeper and maybe
Exactly.
slowly. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
that
Yeah.
deeper
Go
and
ahead.
slowly. Yeah. So let me read it again. To watch John Berger, house detective, track the shoppers wandering the first floor of department store on Manhattan's Upper East Side is to witness attention in action. In a nondescript black suit, white shirt, and red tie, walkie-talkie in hand, John moves perpetually, his focus always riveted on one or another shopper. Call him the eyes of the store. It is a daunting challenge. There are more than 50 shoppers on his floor at any one time, drifting from one jewelry counter to the next, pursuing the Valentino scarves, sorting through the Parada pouches as they browse the goods. John browses them. John Walters among the shoppers, a study in Brownian motion. For a few seconds he stands behind a purse counter, his eyes glued to a prospect, then flits to a vantage point by the door, only to glide to a corner where a perch allows him a, a circumspect look at a potentially suspicious trio. While customers see only the merchandise, oblivious to John's watchful eyes, he scrutinizes them all. There are there is a saying in India, when a pickpocket meets a saint, all he sees are pickpockets. In any crowd, what John would see are the pickpockets. His gaze roams like a spotlight. I can imagine his face seeming to screw up into a giant ocular orb reminiscent of the one-eyed Cyclops. John is focus embodied. What does he scan for? It's a way their eyes move or emotion in their body that tips him off to the attention to filler. John tells me, or those shoppers bunched together, or the one furtively glancing around. I have been doing this so long, I just know the signs. As John zeroes in one shopper among the 50, he manages to ignore the other 49 and everything else a feat of concentration amid a sea of distraction. Such panoramic awareness, alternating with his constant vigilance for a telling but rare signal, demands several varieties of attention, sustained attention, alerting, orienting, and managing all that, each based in a distinctly unique web of brain circuitry and each an essential mental tool. John's sustained scan for a rare event represents one of the first facets of attention to be studied scientifically. Analysis of what helped us such vigilant stat, started during the World War II, spurred on by the military's need to have radar operators who could stay at peak alert for hours, and by the finding that they missed more signals towards the end of their watch as attention lagged. At the height of the Cold War, I remember visiting a researcher who had been commissioned by the Pentagon to study vigilance levels during sleep deprivation lasting 3 to 5 days, about how long it esteemed the military officer deep in some bunker would need to stay awake during World War III. World War III, mind it. Fortunately, his experiment never had to be tested against hard reality. Although his encouraging finding was that even after 3 or more sleepless nights, people could pay keen attention if their motivation was high enough. But if they did not care, they would not off immediately. Very important line this one is. So what his experiment is saying, fortunately his experiment never had to be tested against hard reality, although his encouraging finding was that even after 3 or more sleepless nights, people could pay keen attention if their motivation was high enough. But if they did not care, they would nod off immediately. Okay. In very recent years, the science of attention has blossomed far beyond vigilance. That science tells us these skills determine how well we perform any task. If they are strength, we do poorly. If muscular, we can excel. Our very nimbleness in life depends on this subtle faculty. While the link between attention and excellence remains hidden most of the time, it ripples through almost everything we seek to accomplish. Very true. This supple tool embeds within countless mental operations a short list of some basics included comprehension, memory, learning, sensing how we feel and why, reading emotions in other people, and interacting smoothly. Surfacing this invisible factor in effectiveness lets us better see that benefiting of improving this mental faculty and better understand just how to do that. Through an optical illusion of the mind, we typically register the end products of attention, our ideas, good and bad, a telling wink of inviting smile, the whip of morning coffee, without noticing the beam of awareness itself. We will underline the line beam of awareness. So we will discuss the beam of awareness in detail afterwards. Though it matters enormously for how we navigate life, attention in all its varieties represents a little noticed and underrated mental asset. My goal here is to spotlight this elusive and undeprecated mental faculty in the minds of operations and its role in living a fulfilling life. Our journey begins with exploring some basics of attention. John's vigilant alertness marks just one of these. Cognitive science studies a wide array, including concentration, selective attention, and open awareness, as well as how the mind deploys attention inwardly to oversee mental operations. Vital abilities built on such basic mechanics of our mental life. For one, there is self awareness, which fosters self management. Then there is empathy, the basic the basis for skills in relationship. These are fundamentals of emotional intelligence. As we will see, weakness here can sabotage a life of career, while strength increases fulfillment and success. Beyond these domains, systems science takes us to wider bands of focus as we regard the world around us, tuning us to the complex systems that define and constrain our world. Such an outer focus confronts a hidden challenge in attuning to these viral systems. Our brain was not designed for the task, and so we flounder. Yet, systems awareness helps us grasp the working of an organization, an economy, or the global process that supports life on this planet. All that can be boiled down to a threesome: inner, other, and outer focus. This is what actually is a very important point. Now he is going to discuss, I think. What are what are the three type of focus? One is inner focus, other focus, and outer focus. A well-lived life demands we be nimble in each. The good news on attention comes from neuroscience labs and school classrooms, where the findings point to ways we can strengthen these vital muscles of the mind. Attention works much like a muscle. Attention works much like a muscle. So we can build, just like we can build the muscle, similarly, attention muscles also can be built. And we are on that journey now. So author is saying attention works much like a muscle. Use it properly and it can wither. Work it well and it grows. We will see how smart practice can further develop and refine the muscle of our attention. Even rehab focus starved brains. So in current reality, most of the brains are focus starved only. So this starving of focus need to be eradicated, and we will see what smart practices author is giving us, okay, provide us so that we can achieve this target. For leaders to get results, they need all three kinds of focus. Inner focus attunes us to our intuition, guiding values and better decisions. Other focus smooths our connections to the people in our lives. So, inner focus is saying first attunes our intuition, guiding values, and better decisions. That means it is the focus that we achieve with the CEO mind, that is with the prefrontal cortex, because the decision making also happens with this inner focus. It is also guiding our intuition, and the virtues or the values also will be kind of determined by this inner focus. Coming to the other focus smooths our connection to the people in our life. So that this is emotional intelligence, EQ. And the third one is the outer focus. Outer focus lets us navigate in the larger world. That means kind of the GK, the general knowledge that we possess, and the other information, what's happening around us. If I need to determine, then I need to have the better outer focus. A leader tuned out, a leader tuned out of his internal world will be rudderless, one blind to the world of others will be clueless. Those indifferent to the larger systems within which they operate will be bla- blindsided. blindsided. And it is not just leaders who benefit from a balance. In this triple focus, all of us live in daunting environments, rife with tensions and competing goals and lures of modern life. Each of the three varieties of attention can help us find a balance where we can both happy and productive. We can both happy and productive. Attention from the Latin word attender to reach towards connects us with the world, shaping and defining our experience. Attention, cognitive neuroscientist Michael Posner and Mary Rothbard Wright provides the mechanism that underlie our awareness of the world and the voluntary regulation of our thoughts and feelings. Annie Tresman, a dean of this research area, notes that how we deploy our attention determines what we see. How we deploy our attention determines what we see. If we want to, if we are paying attention to a very small portion of the subject, then it can manifest even faster. So we can connect the law of attraction to this concept also, the focus. Or as Yoda says, your focus is your reality. It's very true. Our focus is our reality. The endangered human movement. So I think it will take more time. As we have already discussed, we will keep the sessions short. So give me a moment. Let me see if we have covered enough for the summary section. Okay, today's summary, let me read out. But however, the point that I want to make is we have not covered enough that the summary has already covered. So, but still, I would like to read the summary because that is also required for us to grab the details in a better manner.
Yeah.
So the day one summary goes like this. I will create a PPT out of it from the next session. So for now, I don't have the PPT ready, so I will be reading just without the screen showing of the summary. So I am stopping this here and reading the summary for today. In upcoming sessions, I'll create a PPT or a better way of representing so that it will be even more engaging. So the day one says the endangered human movement. We are living in an era where human attention is under siege. Think about how common it is today to be with someone attention is under siege. Think about how common it is today to be with someone, perhaps sharing a meal or taking a ride, only to have them pull out a smartphone and completely ignore you. Yes, we are all seeing this happening all around. In 2006, the word pigeoned, a combination of puzzled and pissed, was coined to describe the hurt we felt when someone chose their screen over our company. Today, that behavior is just the new normal, right? This obsession with technology is creating an endangered human movement. We are attuning more to machines and less to people than at any other time in history. This comes at a high cost, particularly for the younger generation. The social and emotional circuitry of our brain learns from face to face contact. When we constantly stare at screens, we lose the opportunity to read vital nonverbal cues, leaving us socially clumsy. Attention is not just about being polite, it is a hidden driver of excellence. It works exactly like a muscle in our body. If we use our attention poorly by constantly distracting ourselves, that muscle wither. But if we practice using it well, it grows stronger. So the key insights are the three main key insights from today's session is focus is reality. How we deploy our attention determines what we see and experience. This is the first key takeaway. Okay, how we deploy our attention determines what we see and experience. So deploying attention is the key here. Second insight of today's session is the digital cost. A wealth of information online creates a poverty of our attention offline. Okay, a wealth of information online creates a poverty of our attention offline. And mostly we are dealing with offline matters all around. So our attention in the offline world is becoming widely narrowed down, right? So the digital cost is too much actually. We need to understand and we need to manage it well. And then the third key insight from today's reading is a mental muscle. Attention is just another muscle, and it must be exercised deliberately to stay strong. Now, the two questions that we need to ask to ourselves today is how was your own attention span changed since smartphone become a constant presence in our life, in your life? Second question for today is why do you think it feels so jarring when someone breaks eye contact to look at a text message? Then the action step for today is create a strict no phone zone for 1 hour today during a meal or a conversation. So during a meal or a conversation, we will move ourselves to a strict no phone zone and then be mindful on what we are supposed to do. That's all. That's the action step that we need to take today. Today's key quote is a wealth of information creates a poverty of attention. So this completes our today's reading, reflective reading with key insight and action points. So thank
Yeah.
you all.
Because thank you very much for the summary. It's a really apt summary. Yeah, definitely. As we read, we will repeat the summary again because that is the key. That is
Yeah,
the key
even I
essence of
felt that the
everything.
summary is so nicely this time. Actually, it
Yes.
has been
Yeah.
built that
Yeah.
we can maybe we can go. Well, I will try to elaborate little more on the summary, and maybe
Yes.
we go through summaries only.
Yes,
Um,
yes, yes, exactly. Because the number of pages where book discuss this empathy or the type of focus, the number of pages is huge. So better we will definitely will pick up the paragraphs etc. which actually elaborates more on the summary. But I really like the summary. We'll repeat those and we'll
yeah,
check the implementation and what are the difficulties suppose we
yeah,
face
those things
during
we
that.
will focus. Okay,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
I will share the. Even you have also read this book, so we will extract the main points, the key
Yes,
highlights, if those are not covered in the summary.
yes.
In any
Yeah.
case, okay.
Yeah, so we'll elaborate. Yeah, as you mentioned, we'll elaborate and add more and more essence to the summary because I really like the way you put today's summary. We'll do
Yeah.
exactly the same. I think that will be more this thing, because again, I just want to repeat, because when I read the book initial, my thought while reading saying that, oh, it's he talks a lot about the brain chemistry and the how brain works, how it is going to support us. But at the same time, there are this vital point which you actually elaborated today on the on the summary part. So I think we'll better focus on the summary and take the
Yeah,
best part from the book. That
agreed.
is the best way. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah,
Yes.
awesome. Yeah,
Awesome. That's what actually. When we start, we get a better way to do it.
yeah,
The
exactly.
key point is like to start, and
No,
then
no, no. I completely.
automatically we will evolve to a point where actually it fits to our expectation, and we can move faster, as well as we are not missing any key cream of the context. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And another aspect of Bikaji, which I observed last 1.5 year is, for example, I started with your group by starting the book, reading the book Robin Sharma. I still remember that book. Okay, Robin
Yeah.
Sharma book. He every day one chapter, and then we read the magic book.
Yes.
But the
Yes.
best thing what happened after that is we implemented the magic book. You
Yes.
know that
Hmm.
stone, then writing gratitude and all that, which actually brought the this thing, results out. So it is not just rushing and reading 100 books and this thing. It is how we implement it, and what are the difficulty we face or something. Definitely we can discuss. That is what we do. We discuss this
True.
thing.
True.
So that
Exactly.
that is what I really like with this particular journey. So all the best. Yeah, definitely we will start with this one. Okay, focus.
Okay.
Good book.
Great.
Good book. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
See
Have
you
a nice
tomorrow
day. Yes.
again at
Thank you,
1:30
everyone.
p.m.
Yeah. Awesome.